Hey everyone, welcome back to Rachel's Fit Pilates. This is an ab and glute workout with a yoga block. So we'll start lying on our backs. Draw your belly in and begin to march. You're going to pick up the right foot and then the left foot, and we'll do this 10 times. So right and left, right and left. Trying not to rock in the hips, trying to keep your upper body nice and relaxed. Great, from here we'll go into toe taps. Legs come up into tabletop, draw your belly in, and then tap the right foot and then the left foot. Trying to minimize the low abs coming up here. You can even place one hand on your belly to feel if they're coming up. Great, drop the left and the right and the left and the right. One more left. And we'll extend the legs, so increasing the challenge here. Begin by extending the right leg out, bring it back to tabletop, and then the left leg out and back to tabletop. Again, really focusing on that low ab area, trying to draw it in before we extend. Good, and right, left, and right, left. Okay, now go ahead and grab your yoga block. We're gonna place it between our knees. So I'll give you some time to do that. Now I'm placing it so the bigger sides are against my legs. If you have it the other way, your legs will be wider apart, and we don't want that. Now lie in tabletop, and you want that edge of the yoga block to be up against your knees. From here, we'll draw our bellies in and begin to lower the legs. So you're gonna hinge from the hips, dropping the legs down and bring them back up. Now you don't have to touch the mat this time. So bring them down and back up, down and up, down and up, down and up. Feeling that ab challenge as we lower those legs away from us, down and up, down and up, down and up. Great. From here, we'll drop our knees to the side. So let's drop them to the left side. You'll feel that spinal rotation. Just holding for a few breaths here. You can squeeze that block in between your knees to get more of an inner thigh activation. Bring them back up to the center, and now drop them to the right side. Really trying to feel that nice spinal rotation on that side, and breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth, and trying to relax. Now bring them back up to center. Good, now reposition the block if you need to. Mine was sliding down here. We'll go into some more ab work. So we'll do ab prep. We'll take an inhale and exhale, flex up. Inhale and exhale, come down. Inhale, exhale, flex up. Inhale, come down. Flex up and come down. So as we flex up, we're trying to take an extra breath here. Flexing up, inhale and come down. And come up and down. Flex up, come down, trying to squeeze that block in between our knees. Flex up and come down. Flex up. We're going to do 10 reps. Down, flex up, down. Great. Okay, so to increase the challenge, we'll add a leg extension. So we flex up, we extend the legs, bring them back to tabletop, and then come down. Flex up, extend the legs, back to tabletop and down. So it's kind of about 4 movements. Flexing up, extending, back to tabletop, head down. Draw the abs in, flex up, extend, tabletop, down. And again, flex, extend, tabletop, down. Flex, extend, tabletop, and down. Flex up, extend the legs, tabletop, and down. Great, and relax. Now we'll go into the 100. So similar position, I'm going to show you 2 options. You can flex up and stay here, or for more of a challenge, you can extend your legs out. I'm going to perform this in tabletop. So remember, we do 100 vertical pulses with our arms. So inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good, so continuing with that breath and trying to stay flexed up the whole time. And meanwhile, squeezing that block between your knees. Stay lifted for a few more seconds. Now from here, take one more inhale and exhale, come down. Now from here, you can take the block out and we'll just do a bridge so that we can stretch out that ab area. Take an inhale and exhale, lift up. We'll take a few resting breaths here. Inhale and exhale, come down. So begin to place the block between your knees again, lining the back corner with your knees. And we'll continue with more ab work. Double leg stretch. We'll inhale, exhale, lift up. So you can stay with your legs in tabletop. I'm going to show you that, lifting your arms up and circling around for 10, or you can extend your legs out at the same time as you circle the arms. So you can choose. I'm going to do 5 out and then 5 back in tabletop. Start lifted with the hands on the outside of the knees and begin. Circle around and circle. Good. So inhale and exhale around. Inhale, exhale, circle around. Inhale, exhale, circle around. So I'm changing to that tabletop. This is a little less challenging than extending your legs out. Good. Try to stay lifted the whole time. That's a big part of this. Good. Inhale and exhale, come down. And we'll just take a few resting breaths here before we come up for half roll back. Okay, so taking the block out, you can set it to the side. We'll come to a seated position with our feet in front of us. Knees are bent, legs are hip distance apart, and we hold the block out in front of us at the same height as our shoulders. Now inhale and lift the block overhead. Now from here, we will begin. Roll back as we lower the arms and the blocks in front of us, and come back up and raise the arms overhead. Roll back, bring it in front of us. Inhale here. Exhale, roll back. Inhale, come up. This is not a hinge. We're rolling through that low back, trying to tuck our tailbone and then coming back up. Good. Roll back, come back up. Roll back and come back up. Now take a look at your knees too. Are they floating in? Are they coming out as you roll away? And you'll see why I'm saying that in the next exercise. Last one, roll back and come back up. So we're going to do the same exercise, but this time with the block between our knees. So if you're one of those who felt like your knees were floating inward or outward, this will help. I'm placing the block the same way, very wide against my knees. This makes it hip distance apart for me. Arms out in front. Inhale. Exhale, roll back. Inhale, come up. Exhale, roll back. Inhale, come up. Rolling back halfway, coming back up to that seated position. And up and roll back. Really focus on rolling that tailbone underneath. That's the difficult part. It's not a hinge. Roll back, come up. Roll back, come up. Roll back, come up nice and tall. Roll back, come up, and you can go ahead and bring your arms down. Now placing your hands behind you, we're going to balance. You're going to come up into probably what you're most familiar with is a boat pose. So 2 options here. You can either stay like this and hold, or you can lower the legs down and come back up. So you can choose. So let's begin. Lower down, come back up. Each time we lower down, trying to stay upright in the upper body and not hinging backwards. If the lowering is bothering your hip flexors, you can stay up in a hold. Regardless of which one you choose, you really want to be drawing the abs in to help maintain your balance here. Okay, put your legs down. We're going to hold onto the yoga block. Legs are going to be in that upright position again. Drop your arms to the left and then bring it to the right. If your hip flexors are hurting, You can do what I'm doing here, bringing the feet down and twisting left and right. I'm going to perform this with my feet up, so I'll come back up into that position, dropping the block to the left and to the right, and left and right, left and right, left and right, left and right. Now bring your feet down and we'll go on to our backs for some shoulder bridge exercises. Before you lie down, put your right foot on the yoga block. You'll lie down and then we can readjust it from there. So as you lie down, we're going to do a sample bridge and see how that feels. If you feel it too much in your hamstrings, what seems to help me the most is bringing the block closer towards me. So I'm putting my weight into my right foot and trying to lift my left leg up, and I'm feeling it too much in my hamstrings, so coming back down and shifting it. It took me 3 tries to get it right, so just take your time. You can pause if you need to before we get started. Okay, so let's get started. We'll start with a glute lift. Left leg is in tabletop. We lower the hips down and bring them back up, and we'll do that for 10. So it's really trying to press evenly through the foot that's resting on the yoga block, really pushing through that glute to get up. And as we come down, just hovering over the mat. Great, so staying lifted, we'll go into toe taps. So we're hinging that leg down and then bring it back to tabletop. Now all of our weight is in our arms and our right foot, so try not to rock down on the left side as we lift and lower that left leg. So the right glute is really going to need to be working here. And your obliques and some of your back muscles are also working to prevent rotation of your spine. Great, you can come down, take a quick rest here, and then we'll come back up for some more. You can adjust the yoga block if you need to, if it was kind of floating away from you. And when you're ready, lift up and we'll go into bicycle. So starting with that left leg extended in front of us in the same height as the right leg. Show this slowly, so bring it into tabletop, extend up to the ceiling and lower back down. Okay, so let's get started. Tabletop, extend, down. Tabletop, extend, down. Tabletop, extend, down. Good. Really use that right glute to keep yourself lifted throughout the whole exercise. Extend, down. Tabletop, extend, down. Tabletop, extend, down. Tabletop, extend, down. Tabletop, extend, down. Good. Now you can come. If you need to stretch like I do, I'll give you some time to do that. It's amazing the extra height from the yoga block can make this so much more challenging. This time we'll come back up and we're going to keep the leg straight the whole time. So extending the leg out at the same height as the right leg, we will just lift the leg up to the ceiling and then come back to our starting position. Okay, so back to the starting position and we will begin. Up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Good. Using that right glute to stay lifted. We'll go up to 10 reps. So up, down, up, and down. Okay, now we're gonna lower the leg even more. So you're gonna lower it and lift it back up. And lower down, lift back to that starting position. So we wanna lower the leg as far as we can without extending in the low back. So if you're feeling pressure in your low back or you're tilting too much to the left side, don't go down as far. I like working with these different positions because you can see that it is a different muscle focus as you change positions in the legs. Okay, you can go ahead and stretch. At this point, I was feeling cramping in my glutes. So do a nice stretch here. Take a sip of water if you need to. Doing a spine stretch, so stretching over and really feeling that stretch through the glute here. And from here, we'll switch sides so you can slide your block over to the left leg. So you can bridge up and see if this feels good for you. If not, you can move it closer or further away from you. And we'll begin. Let's begin by putting our right leg in tabletop and we'll do a glute lift. So drop the hips down so you're hovering and then lift back up. Drop it down and lift it back up using that left glute this time. Remembering that at any time you can pause if you feel cramping, take a break, stretch it out, move it in or further away from you depending on what feels best for you. Go up to 10 And then we'll do toe taps. So staying in that upright position with the leg and tabletop, and we'll lower the leg and bring it back down. So we're staying balanced between the shoulder blades and the left leg, trying to stay lifted through that left glute. And we'll lift and lower, lift and lower, lift and lower, lift and lower, lift and come down, and you can stretch out that left glute. Okay, so place your foot back on the block, and we'll go back into that shoulder bridge for bicycle. We're going to start with that leg extended in front of us, in line with that left leg. So tabletop, extend, down. Tabletop, extend, down. Tabletop, extend, down. Extend, down, tabletop. 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 One more. You can stretch out that right foot if that feels good for you. Moving into straight leg with that right leg in line with the left knee, and we'll lift up and come back down. So as we get tired here, you might feel yourself lowering more to the mat. So really use that left glute to stay lifted. Last one. And you can come down and take a little break. Inhale, exhale, and lift up into that shoulder bridge. We're going to extend the leg out to lower and lift the leg. Low as you can go, and lift, and lower, 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 and you can come down. I think that was the last one, so you can stretch it out. I'm grabbing my left knee, pulling it over, and feeling that stretch up in the glute. Very nice. So we'll come up into a seated position from here. So sitting on our left hip, our left leg is open. We're seated there with the right leg in front of the left ankle. Left hand is away from you so that when we come up, it'll be directly underneath your shoulder. You lift up, our legs are straight. Right arm is overhead. We're one long line from right arm to left arm. To increase the challenge, you can look up, and then to go further than that, we can do a twist. Rotating, bringing that block underneath us, and then coming back to that starting position. You can choose head forward, head looking up, or twisting. I'm going to twist for 5. So let's rotate in and come back up, and rotate in and come back up. So the more you bring your head and kind of look underneath, the harder it will be. Rotate in, come back up, rotate in, come back up. Great, and we'll come down and you can switch sides. So this time sitting on the right glute with that right leg open on the mat. The left leg comes in front of the right leg, and we'll get our hand, you can have your hand in line with your knee and then further away so that when you come up, your hand is underneath your shoulder. So after finding the right hand placement, we can come up. So left arm comes up, we can look forward, we can increase the challenge by looking up and then twisting to make it even more challenging. So that was our first one, and we'll do 4 more after this. So up and twist and up and twist and up and twist and up and twist and come down. Great. Okay, so from here, we'll go onto our hands and knees in that quadruped position, and we're going to wedge the yoga block between the back of our thigh and our calf. So once you feel that that is secured, you can bring your leg up. You're going to flex that left leg, and we're going to lift up and down. You might have to adjust it if you feel like it's falling out. We'll come up and down, up and down, up, down, up, down. So really trying to squeeze that glute as we come up, and then coming down just a little bit so that that muscle is lengthened. Okay, now we can move the block. You can place it behind your right leg. We'll go back into that starting position, flexing that right foot before we get started, lifting up and coming down. So up and down for 10 times. Another thing to be mindful of here is to draw the belly in so that you're not extending in the low back and causing pressure there. Okay, so bring that leg down. Take the yoga block out and you're going to slide it between your legs. We're going to do that same quadruped position. We want to slide the yoga block all the way down so that it's near our feet, because when we come up, our feet are going to tap that. So we're on our hands and knees. Our hands are underneath our shoulders and our legs are hip distance apart. We'll take an inhale and exhale. You're going to lift up just a few inches, trying to be one long line with your spine. Now we'll lift that left foot and tap. Bring it down and tap and down 10 times. So touching, not shifting any weight. Our weight is staying in our arms and our right leg. Now I shifted back because I could feel I was not feeling that in my quads enough. From here, we'll switch sides. So now we're going to be picking up the right and down, tap 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 and down. Good, and you can come down. Just do a little shell stretch here. So after that stretch, we're going to move the yoga block so that it's in line with our hands, because we're going to be going back into that position, except this time we're going to be tapping with our hands. So the block is going to be in the center. We'll take an inhale. And when you're ready, come on up. Good. And then left hand first. You're gonna have to shift your weight and tap, tap, down, tap, down. Very heavy shoulder work here. Tap, down, tap, down, tap, down, tap, down, tap, down, tap, down. Good. And come down. Now we'll go to the other side. So come back up. And pick up the right arm and we'll tap, down, 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 tap, down. Great, and come down. So the last one here, you're gonna put the yoga block next to your feet again, like the beginning. Now you can either do this progression with the full push-ups or you can stay in that quadruped position. The push-ups is going to be more difficult. So I'm coming up into a push-up position, and as you guessed, we're going to be tapping our feet. So I'm checking here and I saw that the block was a little bit too far, so pushed it back. So tap and down, 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 trying to stay really steady. Tap and down, tap and down, tap and down, tap and down. Great, and come down. Stretch into a shell stretch. Great, and last one. It's amazing what you can do in 25 minutes, right? Lots of exercises here. So come back to that push-up position and we'll tap, come down, 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 tap, come down. Good, and come all the way down. From here, you can grab your yoga block. You're going to place it in between your legs. You're going to be in seated position with your legs a little wider than hip distance apart, and your feet are going to be flexed. We'll just do a little stretch here and we'll be all done. So with the legs straight out in front of us, we'll hold the yoga block. You can have it hover or you can slide it along if you're able to do that. Let's begin. So inhale and then exhale, flex over like you're flexing over a beach ball. We'll take a breath here and then we'll inhale and roll up. Inhale again. Flex forward using your abs to create that C curve in your spine. taking a breath and coming back up. Inhale. Exhale, flex over. Inhale and exhale, come up. And again, inhale. Exhale, flex over. Inhale. Exhale, come up. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time.